Hello and welcome to the Stash-down Diaries. My name is Jen and I'm a knitter, and what I talk about on this channel is knitting. So if you enjoy knitting, you've come to the right place. Hi. So today is March 26th. I'm coming to you from beautiful Cape Breton Island, which is part of the province of Nova Scotia in Atlantic Canada. We are supposed to get snow tonight. The snow is gone. We had snow overnight the other night, just like a couple of centimeters, but it was like gone by the time I came out of work the next day. So I'm not expecting this snow to stick around very long. It never does this time of year, but anyway, that's what's happening overnight tonight apparently, although I looked at the radar and I cannot see the system that's supposed to be coming in and bringing this 10 to 20 centimeters of snow that we're supposed to get. But anyway, do I sound cynical? Yes. Is it wishful thinking? Maybe. I didn't put away my shovels because I didn't want to jinx us into having more snow, but apparently it didn't matter. So shovels stayed out, but we're still getting snow. All right. Let's stop talking about the weather and talk about some knitting. And I do have acquisitions this week. So Sarah of Imagine Landscapes is having a mystery gnome along starting on April 2nd. That is Professor Fungi. Now you take gnomes and you take mushrooms and put them together, and that is entirely my jam. So of course I'm going to participate. And every once in a while when I participate in one of these gnome knit-alongs, I treat myself to some bought mini skeins instead of like trying to go through my stash and find some. So I went down to the Flying Kite, which is an awesome store here in Bedeck. They have, like, it's mostly like handmade stuff. It's like local to the Maritimes. And then they have like books that are by Maritime authors or Atlantic Canadian authors. There are some there, you know, like Donna Morrissey's books are in there, and a bunch of others. But they also carry lichen and lace yarn. So, and they had the bundles. I went down there and I got this bundle called Goldenrod Forest. And here I have it wound up already. So these are the three that I'm not using. They each have individual names and I can't remember what they are. I think this is like something woods or woody or woodsy or something. But anyway, yeah. I can't remember, so I shouldn't even bother trying. So I'm just going to put those back. But the four that I settled on are right here. So there they are. You need 4 colors. These are 20-gram minis. This one is the usual beard and nose yarn. It does have flecks of brown and yellow in it, but I think that is fine. I did the black and white test. You know, when you take a picture of it and then you put the black and white filter on it and see to make sure that they contrast enough. And I did that with all of the yarns that I had as options, except for this one because it's too variegated, I think, for this particular pattern. So this will go into a different gnome. Sarah had like hints on like or directions on what kind of colors yarn you should have. So A and B, I can't remember. I think we start with this is the body yarn, A and B. Here's my mushroom inspiration right here. So this is going to be the body, the A and B yarns. They're supposed to be like contrasty, but kind of complementary. So I chose these two for that. And then the hat is this one. So it looks like the mushroom I showed. Like the stem on that mushroom is mainly yellow, and then you got the brown cap on the mushroom. So yeah, I'm really excited about this, can you tell? Because yeah, mystery gnome, I can't wait to see how it turns out. I found the perfect yarn for it, in my opinion. You can do whatever colors you want, but I find those to be so delightfully woodsy. And yeah, and you know how much I love the woods. So anyway, yeah, so that starts on April 2nd. So that is what, Wednesday? Yeah, March 31st is the Monday, and yeah, first is Tuesday, and that would make the second being Wednesday. Maisie and Ginny's birthday is on Tuesday. They were born on April 1st, so they are turning 2 now. I'm hoping that they will get out of their teenage phase that they seem to be in. Okay, so the other thing happening April 1st is I'm going to cast on my cat knit sweater by Andrea Rangel. I got my Sonder yarn all wound up for it. I decided to wait until April 1st because I'm down to the last few days of the first quarter of the year. And the first quarter is like scrappy themed. And so I want to do a bunch of scrappy knitting before that quarter's done. Now, I mean, like, there's no law that says I can't, I'm still going to be knitting scrappy stuff, but I just want to, I really enjoy knitting with scraps. So I just want to take advantage. I have that major excuse to ignore everything else and knit on my scrappy blankets and do a yarn cozy and work on my other gnome that's still not finished and all that stuff. So I have to swatch. I'm going to swatch for this one because a lot of the time when I knit sweaters, I don't bother swatching because I feel that I can just give the sweater to somebody else in my family if it doesn't fit me right. And yeah, but not this sweater. This sweater is going to be mine. So I'm swatching for this one. But anyway, yeah, so that's what's happening. I have one finished object today, and it is not either of the things that I set a goal to complete. Spoiler alert. It is the Ship Shape watch cap. Here it is. I wasn't expecting to complete this week, but I came super close to finishing it, so I thought I might as well finish it. So this one is from, oh, I left this one's book downstairs. I have the book for the next one up here. It's from Saltwater Socks, and I made the decision that whenever I encounter a pattern in Saltwater Socks that I don't want to knit for whatever reason, I am going to do the Ship Shape watch cap. So this is the first of a number that will be knit and set aside for donating. When I wash it, I really like, when I soak it, I really like rub it and stuff because this yarn will soften up a bit if it's, when it's soaked and rubbed up and agitated a little bit. So yeah. This one is knit out of Briggs & Little Heritage, and the colorways are Horizon Blue and Navy. So I have one more project in round, I think I'm on round 3. I think it's in this book. Let me just... Nope, it's not in this book. Of course it's not in this book. I think it's in this book. Luckily, I have all my notebooks, like, hanging out with me. Yeah, it's in this one. What round am I on of Saltwater Stash-down? Yeah, so this is round 3. So that's the 3rd of 4 patterns done. I have one more to knit up. And I might as well talk about that right now and get into works in progress. So I cast on the last project of round 1. It is from Saltwater Mittens. So I have that here. It is, move that over so you don't get as much glare. Oh, you still get glare, but it's this book. And the pattern, the 3rd pattern in the book is the Corner Boy gloves for men. All right. But I don't want to knit gloves. I do not want to knit all those fingers. So I'm changing them to trigger mitts. So I'm incorporating, where did it go? So here are, I think they're called the Grenfell Trigger Mitts right now. I could swear I just saw them. Oh, here they are. Okay. Grenfell Trigger Mitts. So all I'm doing, I'm using this pattern, following this pattern and plugging in the Corner Boy design into this section. That's all I'm doing. So they will be trigger mitts instead of gloves. And I will have, what, 3 less fingers right now? 2 less fingers to knit. Anyway, so that is what's happening with those, and I will show you the yarn and what I've cast on, worked on so far. So here it is, just a cuff so far. I was still treating my knitting like a buffet, in case you didn't tell. But there it is. And this color is khaki. It's Briggs & Little Heritage, as usual. And I'm pretty sure this is light brown. Let me just, yeah. This one, yeah, is light brown in the Briggs & Little Heritage. And so I have it in one of my designated project bags for saltwater stash down. So I'm just, the cuff design, the striping, I picked the same one as one of the pictures of the Grenfell Trigger Mitts to knit that up with. So these are being knit up on a 4mm. These are from the Knit Pro Zings needle set that I got specifically for setting aside from my saltwater stash down project so that I'm not using up my other needles. My other needles can be used for other projects. So yeah, once I finish this one, I'm pretty excited because the next round has a few patterns that I'm excited to knit. I think there's like 2 kids mitts. There's a hat, and then there's fingerless gloves in the next round. So I'm really looking forward to that. And while we are on the Briggs & Little train, I might as well show you the next pair of heavy socks that I'm going to knit. Oh, Molly's running around outside. That's my neighbor's cat. She's a very nice cat. So I've decided with the heavy socks and like what I show on here, I will show you when I cast them on, and I will show you when they're done, and I won't bother bringing them in every time that I'm working on them because I always have a pair of heavy socks on the needles, and you'll just be seeing like little, barely any progress sometimes, but I'll show you the initial beginnings of them, and then I'll show you when they're done so you can see, like, you know, what colors I picked initially, and then the finished project. So these ones are for one of my search and rescue teammates, and they are all Briggs & Little Tuffy sock yarn. And I decided that the main body of the sock will be Oxford. The heels and toes and part of the cuff, like the stripe beyond the cuff, will be black. And then some of the pop of color on the cuff is denim, because I had this bit of scrappy denim in here. So as usual, it's the heavy socks from Briggs & Little, that pattern. I am knitting them on 3mm, I think. It's just a 2x2 rib sock pattern. And yeah, that's that one, and I will show you these ones to you again when they are done. Hopefully it won't take me too long. Okay, so we're off the Briggs & Little train. Now I will get into some of the more light, very colorful projects. I guess I'll start with the gnome that I didn't finish, which is Savor the Gnomement by Sarah Skira, and I am knitting it out of Lizzie Ann Yarns scraps. Unfortunately, Lizzie Ann Yarns is no longer in business. I loved their yarn. So these are my colors. Then I just have the nose and beard yarn there. But I was supposed to finish this. I didn't even finish the hat because I kept casting things on. Oh boy, it's just a mark of like where I'm at that I keep casting things on. I was watching Instagram stories this morning, and Heather, who is Wheelhouse Knits on YouTube and on Instagram, was saying that she wanted to cast things on, like she's like in the mood to cast things on. And she's like, no, she shouldn't. But then she said it's an investment in her mental health. And I was like, yes. Yes, it is. So, yeah, Heather, I am totally with you. I am just embrace casting on the things if that's what makes you happy right now. We're all going through it. And I hope that you manage to decide on what to cast on. So, yeah, I mean, would finishing this have given me the mental rush that casting on the things that I'm about to show you gave me? No, I don't think so. I mean, finishing the hat gave me a little rush, but not like some of the things I'm about to show you. But anyway, here's what I have done of the hat so far. I think the hat will be finished this evening. I'm imagining, because I know this happens sometimes, especially with color work on the hat, is that you block it before you start knitting the body. So I want to give this some time to block tonight, and then I should be able to start the body maybe tomorrow. So yeah, that is what happened there. It's all good. It's all good. Now I have to put everything back in. I'm going to show you something that you've already seen, and that was also supposed to be finished this week, but is not. But I made good progress on it. And that is the Vapor Socks by Helen Stewart. So I think the last time I was right here, I was about to knit the heel and turn it. So I have a full sock right here. Isn't that exciting? Not only do I have a full sock, but I have almost a whole leg. Would you look at that? So as I said, these are the Vapor Socks by Helen Stewart. They were part of her Handmade Sock Society, the third installment of them, the patterns that were released in 2020. So this is one of the patterns that I had not knit yet. It is out of Knit Picks Hawthorne Fingering in the Kearns colorway, which is just this nice taupe. I do like a taupe, especially if it's kind of purpley. Like this one is a nice purpley taupe. But anyway, yeah, these are gift socks. The shine has kind of worn off them a little bit, which is probably why they're not finished yet. However, I'm going to make an effort. Like, you know, I carry over my goals from the previous week if I don't finish the things that I'm supposed to finish. So those two things are getting carried over to next week. And the gnome is like a scrappy project anyway, so yeah. Piper's going to join us now. I'm just going to get her kind of settled on the futon here. I was beginning to wonder if she was going to show up because the cats are here. They're in their kitty condos, but she was very much under a blanket. She stole my blanket on the couch downstairs, so I didn't think she would show up, but here she is. And yeah, so these are gift knit. They have to finish. I'm rolling over the goals of these two things. Just my hair is just flying. Anyway, yeah, so I'm getting there, even though like the shine has worn off them a little bit. And I was like very much, ooh, shiny new cast-ons. And I was excited about finishing a saltwater stash down project and then a casting on the next one to complete that round. So that's what happens. All right. So if you follow me on Instagram, which is, I'm the Stash-down Diaries, all one word, no symbols or anything, on Instagram, you would have seen this. You saw me show the yarn last episode. And yeah, it was very much a case of the, ooh, shiny, I need something happy, and here it is. I didn't have this much knit, I don't think, on Instagram. I got 2 full rainbows in there. So this absolutely stunning yarn is Turtle Pearl Yarn Striped Turtle Toes. And it is in the Lady Amalthea colorway. And I actually have a match to a book for the I Love Books and Sock Knitting Knit Along, which is hosted by Denise, who is Earth Tones Girl here on YouTube and Instagram. Super fun knit along. So Lady Amalthea is the name of the last unicorn when she's in her human form. And I'm currently reading The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. And so, yeah, it doesn't match the cover of the book, but it matches the character. And I think it's based off of the movie, I would say, because she has like this purpley, pinky kind of outline sort of thing to her. It's an 80s animated movie. I remember very vaguely watching it as a kid, and I think it's about time I do a rewatch because I don't remember anything, which is good for reading the book. It's a nice, really nice escape for me. I'm really enjoying it. And I'm really enjoying knitting the socks. I don't think I mentioned the pattern. This is one of my favorite self-striping sock patterns, and it is Heel Toe Do-Si Do by Kayla Litton, who is Crazy Sock Lady here on YouTube. And the heel cuff and toe yarn is Drops Fabble. I'm not sure which colorway. I think it's just called like dark pink or something like that. And of course I put it in my So Sandy Sew unicorn bag. So Sandy Sew is a great bag, and she sews a few different things, but I purchased the bag and the needle keepers from her, and they are great. She is here in Nova Scotia, down in the valley. So I absolutely, as soon as I saw this bag, I was like, it's definitely my color scheme, and it's unicorns. So anyway, so appropriate for this yarn. Oh, and as usual, 2.25 millimeter 2x2 ribbed cuff with 15 rounds. That's generally my standard, and of course this pair of socks is going to be for me. I bought the yarn for me for my birthday. Okay, the last thing I have to talk about, I think, yeah, so this is a sneak peek. I'm not going to tell you what the pattern is. All I did was cast on a cuff. It's socks. I'm just going to show you what I'm doing. Well, what yarn I'm using. There we go. Okay. So I got this Frankie Gray Fibers Beetlejuice set of 50-gram minis back in the fall with the intention of knitting colorwork socks. And so here are I did the black and white thing again to see what I could put where. And here are the colors for most of the like the color work. And so this is the body of the sock right here. And then I am going to show you the color for the heel, cuff, and toe. But I'm not going to tell you what the socks are until I actually have something to show you. But this is the color scheme, and it is delightful. I have a lot of happy colors in my life right now as far as knitting goes. So this is all I got done to the cuff. See, now that I've had this out, I really want to work on this tonight. Maybe I will work on this instead of the gnome and get this really up and boogieing, so I can show you. I want to get into the color work. That's all I'm saying. I want to get into the color work. But yeah, I was looking for a pattern to use these colors, and I found one that the theme of the color work suits it quite nicely. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm just going to show it to you next weekend when I have more done. And I guess that this little project bag full of yarn is now coming downstairs to the living room with me so I can work on it. Okay, so that is all I have to show you this week. Not looking forward to potential snow. I think for the rest of the evening, I am just going to hang out and knit. I have more catching up to do on YouTube. I watch several different things on YouTube. I've been watching a lot of book videos lately, book recommendations. I always watch like trials and stuff. I watch lawyers go over legal documents. It sounds boring, but it's not. If you find the right lawyers to follow. I mostly watch Emily D. Baker. So I've been watching that stuff, and my whole point of saying this is that I fell behind a bit on my knitting YouTubers. But I still have more to watch, so that is what I am going to be doing, and then I am going to read for a bit. I have like 4 books on the go right now, and we're starting East to Eden for a book club on April 1st, so but I can finish at least 1 book easily. The Last Unicorn's not very long, and then I'm reading a thriller that's not very long, so anyway, I like to have a thriller on the go because I like to have like some surface reading, like stuff that's not, that I don't like get into deeply with. I find fantasy and classics and stuff, I like to marinate in it, you know what I mean? Like really take in the writing, whereas some other stuff I'm just like taking in the plot, you know? That's usually thrillers. I'm reading The Only One Left by Riley Sager. Don't spoil it. I trust you, my friends, not to spoil it. Okay, that is enough rambling, but that's my plan for this evening, to knit the currently secret colorwork socks, and read and catch up on YouTube knitters. Yeah, that's enough rambling for me. Okay, so I'm going to get to it, and I hope that you are having a good week. I hope that you are looking after yourself. If you want to cast on all the things, cast on all the things. If you want to frog knitting that you haven't touched in a while, frog the knitting. If you want to start a new craft, start a new craft. Whatever makes your heart happy right now, just do it. Because, you know, we only have so much time on this earth, so, and it's kind of a bit of a dumpster fire right now. And, yeah, just do what makes you happy. And thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. If you are following, if you're doing the I Love Books and Sock Knitting knit along, let me know in the comments what you're reading or what you just finished. And because I always like book recommendations. Anyway, until next week, take very good care of yourselves. Bye.